Have you ever wondered why a child could survive, even after losing both parents? In today's world, that sounds almost impossible. But thousands of years ago, a single child didn't belong to just one mother or one father. A child belonged to everyone. And that simple idea may have become one of the greatest survival strategies in human history, because in a world filled with predators, hunger, freezing nights, and constant danger, no child could survive alone. But here's the mystery. Why would adults spend precious food, time, and energy raising children that weren't even their own? The answer changed human history forever. Imagine waking up before sunrise nearly 50,000 years ago. Cold air fills the cave. The fire has almost burned out. Outside, hungry predators are already searching for their first meal. Every adult has a job. Some prepare for hunting. Others gather edible plants. Some repair spears. Others watch the surroundings. But one task never belonged to just one person: watching the children. Tiny footsteps echo around the camp. Some children are barely able to walk. Others chase each other with sticks, pretending to hunt. At first glance, it looks like chaos. But every movement is quietly being watched. Grandmothers notice who wanders too close to danger. Older children stop toddlers from leaving camp. Hunters returning with food carry exhausted children on their shoulders. Everyone pays attention, because every child represents something priceless: the tribe's future. Life was incredibly dangerous. Many adults never reached old age. A hunting accident, an infected wound, a snake bite, or one harsh winter could suddenly leave a child without parents. Today, losing parents often means entering another family. Back then, there was no separate family waiting. There was only the tribe. If one adult died, another naturally stepped forward. Sometimes it was an aunt, sometimes an uncle, sometimes an older hunter, sometimes someone with no blood relation at all. What mattered wasn't family, it was survival. Every child who lived increased the group's chances of surviving another generation. Scientists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies noticed something fascinating. Children rarely spend the entire day with only their mothers. Instead, they constantly move between different adults. One person teaches them how to make tools. Another shows which berries are poisonous. Someone else tells stories beside the fire. An experienced hunter demonstrates how animals leave tracks. Knowledge doesn't come from one teacher. It comes from dozens. Every adult becomes part parent, part protector, and part teacher. That creates something remarkable. A child grows up carrying the wisdom of an entire community, not just one household. Human children are different from almost every other animal. A baby deer walks within hours. Young birds quickly learn to fly, but human children stay dependent for years. They need food, protection, teaching, comfort, constant supervision. One mother couldn't easily do all of that while collecting food every day, especially while carrying another baby, so nature quietly encouraged cooperation. While one woman searched for roots, another watched the babies. While hunters tracked animals, grandparents entertained curious toddlers. Older siblings became helpers long before adulthood. The workload spread across everyone. Without realizing it, people created one of history's earliest childcare systems. Grandmothers played a surprisingly important role. Even after raising their own children, they continued helping with the next generation. Unlike many animals, humans often live long after having children. That extra lifespan became incredibly valuable. Older women remembered where food could still be found during droughts. They knew which plants healed sickness. They recognized dangerous weather. Most importantly, they had experience. Instead of chasing animals, they protected knowledge. And they passed it to every child willing to listen. Some scientists believe this is one reason humans became so successful, because wisdom survived longer than any individual. Older children also carried enormous responsibility. A 10-year-old might already be helping younger children gather berries. Teenagers taught toddlers games that secretly trained important survival skills. Throwing sticks improved hunting, running games increased speed. Pretending to stalk imaginary animals built patience. Play wasn't just entertainment, it was practice. Every laugh quietly prepared children for adulthood. Without classroom, without books, without homework, education happened naturally, every single day. Sharing food was equally important. A successful hunter didn't simply feed his own children. Large animals produced more meat than one family could eat before it spoiled. Sharing became the smartest choice. Today, another hunter might succeed while someone else returned empty-handed. Tomorrow, the situation could reverse. Food moved through the entire camp. Children rarely understood who hunted it. They only knew someone always shared, that cooperation reduced starvation and increased trust. Trust became the tribe's greatest weapon. Imagine hearing a baby cry while predators approached. Nobody stopped to ask, "Whose child is that?" Everyone reacted. Because protecting one child protects everyone's future. Every rescued child could someday become a hunter, a gatherer, a healer, or a storyteller. Losing one young life meant losing decades of future knowledge and strength. Saving one child strengthened the entire group. Stories around the evening fire shaped young minds. Children listened carefully, not because stories were entertaining, because hidden inside every tale were survival lessons. Never ignore strange footprints. Respect rivers after heavy rain. Don't wander alone at night. Listen to experienced hunters. Remember which berries caused sickness. Each story became a memory tool. Long before writing existed, stories stored information inside children's minds. And every elder became a living library. Even discipline belonged to the community. If a child behaved dangerously, any trusted adult could correct them. Not out of anger, out of necessity. One reckless mistake could attract predators, waste precious food, or place everyone at risk. Children quickly learned they were responsible not only for themselves, but for everyone around them. That mindset created cooperation from an early age. As children grew older, they slowly earned more freedom. First they observed, then they helped. Eventually, they contributed. Every new skill meant another useful member of the tribe. The community had invested years into raising that child. Now the child began giving something back. Knowledge, work, protection, care for younger children. The cycle never truly ended. One generation raised the next, again and again, for thousands of years. Modern life often celebrates independence, but ancient survival depended on something very different: interdependence. No one survived completely alone, not hunters, not mothers, not children. Every person relied on someone else. That invisible network allowed humans spread across deserts, cross frozen landscapes, enter dense forests, and eventually reach nearly every corner of Earth. The greatest invention of early humans wasn't a sharper spear, it wasn't a fire, it wasn't even language. It was cooperation, especially when protecting children. Because every child carried tomorrow inside them, every shared meal, every bedtime story, every watchful eye, every helping hand, became an investment in the future. That simple idea transformed small groups of vulnerable people into one of the most successful species the planet has ever seen. Thousands of years have passed. Cities replaced camps. Schools replaced campfires. Hospitals replaced herbal healers. Yet one ancient truth still echoes through human history. A civilization grows strongest when children are never left to face the world alone.